So I thought that we would use a resource called the Positive Practice Poster. And the purpose of this is to help us as a group to think about positive practice that have been identified perhaps by other people. So we haven't necessarily identified these, but positive practice that have been identified by other people or ourselves. And it's really, the purpose of it is to take the time to explore that practice more deeply through a number of questions. So I think sometimes we can have positive practice or good things up on a wall and we can look at them and go, that's nice, but this is this idea of taking the time to delve more deeply into the essence of that positive practice. And so I will read out one of the positive practices, maybe this one here, and then guide you through a series of questions. So the positive practice that I'll read out is that a colleague could see I was busy and got on with doing what needed to be done without me having to ask her. So the first question is, what do you like about this practice? And what I'm liking is probably the end part about that skill of like not needing to be asked. That just feels something I really resonate with and would really enjoy myself. So that's what I like about that practice.
I think similar to Adele, yeah, just that kind of almost sounds like they're in tune with each other.
Right, yeah. And it's
like
nice
to say the words.
Yeah, just interesting their towns, and when you said, similar to, but actually the way that you described that was actually, a real addition. So that was lovely, the sort of in-tuneness. So the next question is, have you or someone else done something a little bit similar? And I'm thinking, I suppose I'm relating it a little bit to my home life, in fact, my life in my own house, rather than perhaps work life, whereby realizing how much I enjoy if I'm cooking or trying to get things ready and people come and say to me, can I do anything to help? It almost takes me more time to think about the job to give them. And I so love it when just these things are happening around me because at least they know something that could help me.
Yeah, probably similar to what you're saying in terms of home, where being at home with a small child and both people are busy working and there's a home that needs to keep moving and food and cleaning and whatever. And that I find that when we both work in sync, as we can see what the next job needs to be done, so it's done for you so you can do the job after, and think of that, being aware that everyone is busy and keeping the thing moving is something I think that is valued. Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. And the final question is, what is this discussion, the whole of the discussion, the practice plus the 2 rounds that we discuss things, what is this discussion about the positive practice sparked in you? And I think what it sparked in me is I'm really liking the sort of in sync, in tune words. And so I might think about that whole thing around why people do things and not being asked and all that. In that way, I like the language around that I'm going to maybe refer to it more like that, in tune, in sync. I like that notion.
Yeah, no, and those were the words that kind of stood out for me as well. And I suppose it's making me wonder about when I genuinely don't know what would be helpful, how can I still show my desire to be in tune or in sync? And then also when people go ahead and do something and it turns out it's not helpful, but they want to be in tune and sync, how do I respond to that?
I think similarly that if someone's taking a risk to try to help out to potentially take some workload off you, that you're able to say thank you specifically over that thing in case they felt a wee bit uncertain of, am I stepping on someone's toes? Yeah. So that you both kind of know that actually this does work for you as a partner. So yeah.
Lovely, thank you. And it'd be helpful just to hear briefly about what that process of doing this today, like I know that you haven't necessarily done this before in this specific way. So just wondering how that was for you in terms of the process of doing it. What did you like about it? What were you wondering about?
I quite liked that I didn't know what was going to be happening, what we were going to be discussing, and just that reminder of how all these, that questions can really prompt all these discussions.
Like it doesn't matter that you
It didn't matter
know.
that I didn't know yet and really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
I like hearing other people's take on the same thing.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
helpful that there's similarities and then slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that as well, and I like that. Yeah, I think perhaps I am used to doing this, and probably every time I do it, there's always some new learning, a little nugget I'm taking away, probably because of the questions.